Welcome to Elevate, practical content that inspires. I'm Valda Ford,
And I'm Rochelle Rice.
and we are here to bring you an exciting guest who will help us show our commitment to elevating the next generation of women in leadership. It's my pleasure to turn it over to my co host Rochelle while she will introduce this amazing woman to all of us.
Thank you, Valda. I'd love to welcome Natsuyo Lipschutz to our program today. Natsuyo will be presenting the art of persuasive speaking in global business, communicating effectively beyond our cultural diversity. Natsuyo is a Japanese native and a New Yorker at heart. She is an international speaker on global leadership and communication skills and a former McKinsey strategy consultant. Her global public speaking books are published in Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, and she also co-authored the Amazon bestseller book, The Success Blueprint, in English with Brian Tracy. She is a TEDx speaker, a 5-time Toastmasters speech contest champion, a national finalist in ballroom Latin dance competition, a breast cancer survivor, and a proud mom of a 9-year-old daughter who's a figure skater and professional model. Please help me welcome Natsuyo Lipschutz. Hello, Natsuyo.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so exciting to have you, as both Valda and I are also in Toastmasters, so it'll be exciting to talk about this global business communicating effectively. Tell us, how is it that you decided to become a professional speaker, given your background?
Yeah, well, actually, I used to hate public speaking. I'd rather listen to people's speeches than be a speaker myself. And especially as a non-native English speaker, just saying a few words in a foreign language in front of people was absolutely terrifying. But when I was an MBA student at New York University, I had to do many team presentations. And I would always volunteer to take the shortest segment, memorized everything, and I'm done. Goodbye. That was it. But when I started my own consulting firm, I had to give presentations and workshops, and sometimes it was all day long. So I couldn't memorize everything, and I couldn't wing it either. So I joined Toastmasters in 2010, and I've gone through many other professional speakers trainings, including world-class speaking by Craig Valentine and heroic public speaking by Michael and Amy Port. But my biggest turning point was February 2017. It was a heavy snow day, and I got a phone call from my doctor, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And when I heard that news, two things came to my mind. First was about my then 5-year-old daughter. I didn't want her to get scared, and she's a girl, so I didn't want her to think, oh, I'm going to be like that in the future. I'm worried about myself, and I'm worried about my mom. I'm worried that I might lose her and all that. So I had to be really strong and, really positive about it. And the second thing that came to my mind was, this is going to be a great speech material. So I thought, there are so many people, unfortunately, who go through, who have breast cancer or other types of cancer. And I noticed that when I announced it on Facebook, a lot of people reached out to me privately and said, oh, actually, I had that too 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and they never announced it, and they battled it all by themselves. And I thought, this is a tough topic to talk about, yet so many people experience it. So I really want to tell my story, and I felt that it was my mission to tell my story from my unique perspective and touch as many lives as possible and possibly save people's lives, people's souls.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I decided to become a professional speaker.
Wow, wow, that's really something. I know that there are many people who do endure whatever crisis they have going on, and so you are particularly well suited to talk to people who have been going through the world turning upside down as we're
Mm-hmm.
experiencing right now. But what
Yes.
would you say to people who've been going through extraordinary challenges of one sort or the other, whether it is a medical diagnosis that's overwhelming, or struggling to keep your business going, or struggling with
Mm-hmm.
that juxtaposition of family and business? What
Mm-hmm.
words of wisdom would you give them about still maintaining, or sometimes giving yourself grace to just let go for a day or two?
Yeah, just two words. Yes, and. Well, we often say when something happens to us, whether it's a cancer or this COVID or, some everyday challenges, it's easy for us to say, yes, but, I didn't have time. Yes, but, so-and-so did this and nothing happened to me, or, or just no, but, yes, but, right? So it's easy to go into that mentality to just discount everything in your life, and as a result, things don't go as well as you want it to. So instead, I try to say, yes, this is a situation, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this action. So that changes my perspectives from negative to positive. And of course, it's hard to change perspectives, but when you tell yourself, yes, I accept this situation, accept this challenge, and I will do this, then eventually you can shift your mindset.
I
Mm-hmm.
I love that, Natsuyo, the yes and. And so we talk about, you're communicating effectively beyond our cultural diversity. If we kind of pull that yes and into that topic, what do you feel the skills are that business leaders need in the global business? Is it yes and? Is it something that is beyond that? What are the skills?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they can use a yes and mindset because in a global business world, it's the key principle for everyone to understand is to doubt your common sense. When you face differences, you know, you often say, "Oh, that's different." Yes, but this is the way we do it, and this is how we handle things, right? And this is a common sense. This is our way. But as we grow up in our own bubble, we form our own unique values, and we start to look at things through layers of lenses. And our values may be influenced by our family or school or friends or work, and it's almost like you're wearing multiple pairs of glasses on top of each other, and your views are skewed. But that becomes your version of common sense. But in cross-cultural situations, your common sense may not be so common. So we need to first acknowledge that you and I are different. And when you do face a difference, say yes and remove those layers of lenses and look at the situation from their point of view. So that's one thing that's really, really important for any business leader in global business.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in this pandemic, the workplace has become more and more global because we're using online platforms to connect from anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, right? So it's essential for all leaders to sharpen their cross-cultural persuasive speaking skills.
Mm-hmm.
And, no matter how culturally evolved you think you are as a leader, when it comes to addressing a room full of or Zoom full of different cultures and values, you need specific skills that are going to make your audience connect with you. But I really want to emphasize that when I say cross-culture, I'm not just talking about cross-country. When you have different values, different ways of thinking or doing things. Like I said before, you form your own unique culture. So I am talking about cross-functional, cross-divisional, cross-regional, cross-occupational, and all of that. So even if you're from the same town, your culture and communication style could be very unique. So each and every team member in your business has their own unique culture. So as a business leader, you need to really learn how to speak clearly, efficiently, and effectively beyond our differences.
And so looking at that, if there are that many different possibilities to get it right or get it wrong in this new small world on Zoom and other virtual platforms, one that I think that actually will stay with us even when we have the opportunity to get out and about and do more in-person gatherings. I think that we have learned the benefits of being in these small rooms together. Are there some things that if women who are looking to expand their global presence should know about being in the small rooms? I mean, I know I'm always coaching people to make sure that they remember that they have on pajama bottoms or no bottoms before they stand up. Do you,
Right.
is it appropriate in a cross-cultural or maybe it is cross-country situation for people to be eating or drinking in a Zoom room? What are some things that as you have communicated globally have either you have thought, oh, this is so inappropriate, or maybe someone has said to you, I don't know if you know that this particular thing is not okay.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Depending on who you're talking to or where your audience is from, your approach is a little bit different. And when you're speaking on Zoom, you can't see the entire body or you can't see your audience in its entirety. And same thing can be said for speakers too. You only have the upper body pretty much, or unless you're standing, and you can't really gauge the audience's emotion, right? So it's really I think speaking online is quite different than speaking live. But the rule of thumb when it comes to cross-cultural situations is, first of all, no common sense. I mean, no judgment. You first have to acknowledge that their common sense may be different from yours. And well, this is a three-step process of cross-cultural communication, and I call it the 3 A's. So that's the first A, acknowledge. And the second A is analyze. You need to analyze where the difference is between you and them and how big this gap is. And like I said, in live audience, you can gauge the difference and analyze more effectively than on Zoom. But even on Zoom, if you pay attention and if you listen to your audience, and by listening and not really saying, have them talk to you and listen, but when you look through the screens, you can see their faces, you can see their body language, and you can listen to their nonverbal messages. So that way you can analyze what they might be thinking. And on chat or in some occasions they may speak up, and you can that's an opportunity for you to analyze how this person is communicating. And it usually in my corporate trainings and coaching sessions, I use cross-cultural tools to allow you to analyze effectively. So that's another topic for another podcast.
Another day.
Yeah.